obviously an active and a well-respected philanthropist, Murray. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got here? What inspired you, the path you came, and how you got to where you are today?
I think it started likely with my parents, particularly my father, who always taught me to give back to people who were less fortunate, and he was constantly doing that in his from his business in Eastern Ontario, and so I guess you learn early how to what the values are and what you should be doing.
And today, you do a number of things. I mean, you and others in your company are involved volunteering, all sorts of things. But one of the resources you've used is the Community Foundation. And I wondered if you could talk a little bit about that. Why the Community Foundation? What's the value add, do you think?
Well, years ago, I think it was in the 70s and the 80s, through our legal firm, who were involved with the Community Foundation at that time, I learned about it, and I was quite convinced that this was a great way for a company or individuals to be able to provide back to the community, because the Community Foundation was the overall had the overall interest of all aspects of the community in mind, and could make donations where they saw fit in the community and do it in perpetuity.
Could we talk a little bit more about the value add? Your thoughts on that?
One of the value adds that I saw and instituted in a way in 1998 when I started the Pioneer Petroleum's Foundation Fund was being able to have encouraged businesses and individuals to set up donor-advised funds through the Community Foundation as a very efficient way of administering money that they wanted to stay in perpetuity and to give back to the community in ways in which they decided. And so that was has proven to be very successful for both Pioneer Petroleum's and for our own Hogarth Family Foundation Fund. If you get into the habit of sort of budgeting in a business and saying we budget for a certain amount of philanthropy to give back to the community, and I think that once you get into the habit of that, it just becomes another thing that's you have to look out for and make sure that you provide for. And that's what's been, used to grow the Pioneer Energy Fund, which is, I think, just under $1 million this year that we'll be giving to all the different communities that we do business in. So it's not just the Hamilton-Burlington area; it's all the different. We give an amount to all the little community foundations in all the towns and cities that we do business in. And so the Community Foundation is a way in all of those places of giving back.
And for you personally?
Just the pride that I've been leader of a company that's been able to make a difference.
So if you were to give advice to somebody who hadn't thought of this, or a young person starting to think about doing something to make a difference in their community, any words of wisdom?
Well, first of all, once you get over the hurdles of making your business successful and profitable, certainly think about philanthropy on a scale that you can afford, because you'll get a lot of payback for it. You should do that. Your businesses went through this system of, like ours. We were successful because the community made us successful. And now it's time for us to give back to the community for their needs. And that's the philosophy that we operate here. I would encourage anybody who does not have a fund and who have made their business or their their savings or their family enterprise to a point where they do have some excess funds that they want to do something with and make a mark and leave something to their community, that they start a fund with the community foundation. You can start small and keep adding to it, and it will grow every year, and you can have pride in having that as a named fund or an anonymous fund, whichever way you want it. And you can decide to give to the charities of your choice, or you can ask the endowment, be part of the endowment where the amount from the main funds of the foundation are being given out according to the needs of the community.
And I guess just as you learned from your father, your boys and grandchildren
Mm-hmm.
are learning from you.
Yeah, that's true. As they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Thank you.
My pleasure.